So I think there's 3 cases. I don't know how long this is going to take. We might finish the whole game today.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees?
No, I mean he
That
has
must be
sex
Mrs.
with them.
Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
But it's a man wearing shoes.
Mycroft.
Told you.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We are about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help. Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That's the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something
Robin
diabolical.
Robin
Your
Hood,
country
riding
needs
through
you.
the glen.
You need me, Mycroft,
Robin
and you are
Hood,
not
Robin
the country.
Hood, with his
Although if
merry
your
men.
waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
We got a souvenir. We got the harpoon. We got the murder weapon as a souvenir. Of course we did. Of course we did.
Holmes,
No, I
please
think
call
there's
a cab
3
while I pack
cases.
My suitcase. We should be late for the train.
How do I call a cab?
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
But if they're all this short, then we might play them all today. I never know how long these games are.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is
I
about
thought we were going to be
arrive,
7 minutes
we should
late.
not have to wait very much
And I
longer.
thought the train was... Oh, are we going home?
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the
I
train
don't
vanished
know.
into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Or something.
Fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
Are we on our way to
It's too
Staffordshire
dark.
or are we coming over?
Only
Where's
fog and
Evesham?
rails.
Where's Evesham? Evesham is in Worcestershire. So I guess we're going home. We're heading home from our hollybobs.
Nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow. Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Let's go. Investigation. Investigate. Oh. Oh. I'm not allowed to go and talk to them people, apparently.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible. Is it, Holmes?
You don't know. There's a dog. I hear a dog. Is it a clue?
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Well, sorry. Look, if you put me in charge of doing the investigation, I'm going to investigate in my own investigating way.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual.
Yeah, it's probably a ghost
A
train.
discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track.
I feel
Nor
like
are
if the
there
train
any
ran
other
off the
traces.
track, we'd have
There
heard
is nothing
something.
whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
I hope there's no trains due. And just running along the tracks. Map, please.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Have they gone missing? Are there reports that they've gone missing? Oh. He's old. He's got a badge. He was in the brownies. He hasn't got a sandwich in his pocket.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
See you later, my good man. Railway post bags.
Snoopy, Snoopy, Snoop. Anything else in here? Said we can take the map that's in here. Aha.
This map will be useful.
Such a detailed map. It's got 2 whole cities on it, look. Nottingham, Evesham, and London's that way. He also said there was a thing in his office, right?
This part is probably from a locomotive.
No shit, Sherlock.
An old locomotive bell. This place serves as a storage area for the station.
Again.
This part
No
is
shit,
probably from a
Sherlock.
locomotive.
So where's the dude's office? I thought that was his office, but clearly not. Aha, ticket office. Why does it say private on the inside of the door? Once you're in here, you're not allowed out because it's private. Yeah.
A telegraph.
Message to all stations. Mr. Robinson is located at
A
Bridlington
new
Station.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Here's to you, Mr. Robinson. Line Nottingham to London, type train LNER number 324, composition locomotive, coal car, first class car, postal wagon, special wagon, ordered by Mr. Robinson.
Here's the train set.
So we need to get to Bridlington. That's quite far.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows, and they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private, and it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington Station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. But what kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington Station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
Is there more than one
See you
Bridlington?
later, my good man.
Or more than one Evesham? Because... What? I'm Googling. Right. Let's see what Google Maps says about Evesham to Bridlington. Yeah. They're takes 3 hours on the motorway. They're like 200 miles apart. As far as I can tell. Unless there's a Bridlington that I don't know about. I mean, no, I can't. They're 200 miles apart, for crying out loud, Evesham and Bridlington. Is there a Bridlington near Nottingham? Service! Hello?
Railway post bags.
Yes. Hello, angry passenger.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Well, I wasn't looking up train stations. I was looking up towns. And I could only find an Evesham in Worcestershire and a Bridlington in Yorkshire, which is 200 miles apart. Where's the... What am I missing? Ah, wedding ring.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Ooh,
Goodbye, sir.
rich foreigners. We won't be having any of their sorts round here.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are
you an
not a
Aussie?
railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Did we tell him our name? Maybe we did. I wasn't paying attention. I mean, he's got an Australian accent. More than an Australian hat, I would say. And he's got kangaroos on his bag. Because all Australians have kangaroos. And or crocodile, like, yeah, crocodile skin shoes, and koalas, and all those sorts of things all over their stuff at all times.
You must be Mr.
Otherwise, how would anyone know
Robinson,
they're
is that
Australian?
correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention, but I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazes Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
Maybe they
What
nicked
do you
it.
know about the Barcazes company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
They've nicked it.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not
Obviously,
know if
yeah.
I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
You could make another one, surely.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you traveling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train, except for the directors of the Barcazes
The
Chilean
ticket inspector wasn't a ticket inspector, was he? He was a wrong un. As were all the Barcazes Chilean peoples. Yeah. It was not an accident. They were intentionally left on the train, clearly. You don't miss a load of Chilean people. Where's this dude gone?
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Let's have a good look at you. He takes pride in his job, I reckon.
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand.
Oh, he's trying really hard to do a good job.
Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
Hang on, because now I'm going to Google Chesterfield. Chesterfield's in Derbyshire. Chesterfield is in between Bridlington and Evesham. So that kind of makes sense. But it's like halfway between. It's like 100 miles from Bridlington to Chesterfield and then 100 miles from Chesterfield to Evesham. So... someone shrunk the UK somewhat.
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Yeah, we'll just hop in a carriage, shall we? Chesterfield... oh, so that's Chesterfield Railway Station, Train LNR number, blah, blah, arrived at. Departed at. Okay. Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Why did you want me to press T here? What are we T'ing for? What's to T?
A telegraph.
Why have you got a map of London? If you're in... Where are we now? Bridlington. I mean, I shouldn't criticise. This game was not made by British people, it was made in Ukraine. But, as a Brit, I am finding it hilarious. Why is it telling me to press... Oh, there we go. Oh, there's a thing. Oh, there we go. Sheet of paper. Yoink. We'll have that.
The insurance
Yeah, I'm not blaming them. I'm just finding it funny. Then it's like, oh yeah, we'll just nip to Chesterfield, shall we? It's just down the road, isn't it? And I mean, compared to Ukraine, the UK is tiny. But it's not quite that tiny. Ah, Euclid, your claws are sharp. Hello, bud. Hi. Hello. You come to help us with our detectoring? Yeah. Hi. He was quite annoyed with me yesterday because I was out all morning doing escape rooms. So you didn't get your Saturday morning cuddles, did you? So we had to have lots of Saturday afternoon cuddles. Yeah. You were quite sad about it, weren't you? And quite confused when I came home at lunchtime because I don't often go out in the morning and come home at lunchtime. Normally if I go out in the morning I'm out all day. Yeah, it confused your little brain, didn't it? Insurance organised by Thomas L. Robinson for his prototype called the Autonomous Electricity Generator. This policy partially covers the loss of the prototype up to 50% of its value. Maximum cover amount £15,000. Insurance duration 1 year, renewable. Ah. So he had an incentive to disappear his prototype.
Don't touch anything, please.
Too late. Maybe there was no prototype. You're not wrong. Oh, you might be wrong. But it's a good idea.
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a
Can I
message,
have my arm back,
which
please?
I
Thank
was
you.
prevented from doing.
I apologise for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
If you pull that card, then you're nobody. Important grip sack.
Now,
What?
I see that you kept your grip sack with you. Why don't you leave
Grip
it in
sack.
the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about.
Grip.
I lost my prototype.
Sack.
And this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but
Well, that won't do at all. Station Master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
So we
This
can
Robinson
snoop.
is quite a character.
We can have a snoop.
We should learn more about him.
We can have a snoop.
I will not move from here until I receive my refund.
That is fair.
It's a scandal. An absolute...
We can't go in here. But we can have a snoop.
Railway post bags.
Snoopy, Snoopy, Snoop.
This gripsack belongs to Mr. Robinson.
Oh!
We should
Who would have
have Holmes.
known?
This is what
Who
we
would
call
have
force
known?
majeure. I'll keep watch.
Of course.
I've got no idea how anyone would ever know that the case belonged to Mr. Robinson. It's just, you know, general Sherlock Holmes amazing deductions, right? Well, something's wrong. Aha.
Look, Watson, a bundle of contracts. Very suspicious. We should study them carefully.
Contract. This is an exclusive sales contract. Regarding the prototype invention dedicated to appliance supplying electricity in an autonomous way. Emerson Electric Company, the buyer, understand they are purchasing this device as is and are in agreement with Mr. Thomas I. Robinson. The seller is not responsible for any problems that may arise with the prototype after the purchase, whether or not those issues were known by either party at the time of the purchase. So, wait, has he sold this? He's sold this to multiple people, right? As an exclusive contract.
Yet another exclusive sales contract.
Hong Kong General Electric Company.
Mr. Robinson is
He's a fraud. He's a fraud.
Exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another exclusive sales. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Well, it is very clear that this Mr. Robinson received prepayments from various people for his machine.
I think you're right. That either the machine didn't exist or that the machine existed but didn't do anything. That's true. He didn't say mate. He also didn't say bonza. And he didn't mention putting shrimps on the Barbie. So I think that he's not Australian. Yeah, the loss of the prototype will bring a lot of easy money to Mr. Robinson. Indeed. He does have a motive. Might as well have a snoop in here while we're snooping. Nothing for snoops! Well, what's even the point of letting me go in there then?
I will not move from here until I receive my refund.
Okay, well... Sure. Oh, now we just have to solve the mystery. Cool. Sure. I guess we're going to Chesterfield. We'll just nip there in a carriage. just down the road.
A telegraph.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
So is that why it was... Is he asleep or is he dead? Or drunk?
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
Called it.
And that explains the how.
By his
And
sneaking off
also...
alcohol, you mean?
Why the telegram was all over the
The
place.
18 hours 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions.
Red nose? Does that mean his name's Rudolph? That rhymes almost. Red nose, clean clothes. He's married to... Maybe they're all married to each other. Fishing line, you say? That clock's got no hands on.
Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk.
I'm drooling all over me,
Remember it was
puss.
yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes.
Yeah, what's
this
the
man has
euphemism they
consumed
use
a
for drunk?
considerable
Tired and
amount of
emotional.
alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
See in there's Ilkley and Bolton Abbey. That's back in Yorkshire again. And if it's the London and South Western Train Company, I mean, none of these places are London or South West. Oh, it's so funny. Right, I wasn't listening to any of that. I'm just finding this game funny now. In a good way. In a good way. Not criticising. I'm just finding it funny.
A fishing advertisement.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
London, St Pancras, and Halifax, Huddersfield, Halifax, and Bradford. See, that makes a bit more sense. That's like talking about going from London to Yorkshire.
Locked. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock.
Nice. I don't even know where we want to go in here, but sure.
railway post bags.
That's a lot of shovels.
These tools were used quite recently. They are still muddy. We should ask about them.
Oh, scratches and traces.
Bags were recently dragged here.
Suspicious.
French wine. A remarkable vintage. These bottles are too
Yoink.
expensive for a station master's wage. They were likely taken from the parcels.
Maybe we should take them as evidence. And then maybe we should drink the evidence just to check the quality of said evidence.
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
No,
Yes,
we
of
saw
course. We saw it coming.
we
I
saw
had the whistle
headlights.
and heard the whistle.
We heard a whistle.
That is it. We didn't see the train itself.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
I don't think it ever left Chesterfield. Or maybe it never arrived at Chesterfield. Yeah. I think it never went there. Reconstruct the handcar. We're going to do an experiment! Oh. Right. What else do we need? That goes on there. Small gear will go in the small gear housing, presumably. What else have we got? Brake. Brakes. Go on the brakes. Is that it? No?
I should use the appropriate object here.
Yes, you should, but I don't know what the appropriate object is. Ah, wooden boards. How would one... Oh, there.
So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Doesn't have to,
Be
does it?
patient, Watson, I haven't finished yet.
Just needs a light
Try
on the front.
using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
Oh. So we need to find a headlight and a whistle. I have found a headlight and a whistle. But I don't know how I do them.
This Robinson fellow seems suspicious to me.
Does he? Does he now?
I need something long.
Oh, okay, we've not found all the stuff yet. Alright. Uh-huh. Are we good now?
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight. The headlight is attached. The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is
Fuff in it.
elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. First of all, let us pump the pressure inside the extinguisher. The steam whistle is ready to be used.
Woohoo!
Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can
Oh,
be
Poppet,
most
what's that?
inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such
What's
a
that,
thing
mister?
is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
At any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Oh, we're just going to
Well,
pop
I
back
hope
to
that
London, are we?
justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us
Oh no, we've
extremely
brought the
unpopular
archive
with our
suitcase.
drive.
Okay. Yeah, the train never reached Evesham. I mean, good on them for pumping that handcart all the way from Chesterfield to Evesham. In whatever time they did it. That's impressive, that. Right. It is time for a break. I'll see you in a few minutes. Where's my cat? I've never seen that before. Right, how many options have we got here? 5. Let's not jump into fighting. Panhorn, please.
Cure the rot. End it.
Okay. Well, good. That's good. The turtle of being turtly awesome. No, all the doggos are dying.
For Ferelda!
I thought I did. Pink with blue either side. Did I not? Maybe it doesn't want to be pink with blue either side. Maybe it wants to be pink, pink, blue. No, that's not a thing. Look in my hole! Let's hope they're not slippy. Right, do not touch the laser.
Okay, these... I was just about to say, these get lasers bad. Okay, you want to hop over
They're-
first and then
they're
I'll
very
follow you?
bad.
Or vice versa?
Oi!
Oh, what the hell was that?
I touched the laser.
Alright. Let's try this bone way. That looks like a shortcut.
Hang on. I need to count another fall.
That was so...
What's the next line? You're a sweets catch, a delicious entree. What's the next line gonna be? Right. Let's solve this mystery. Is that a thing? That is a thing. Nah, it's not a disaster. It's gonna bring him a lot of money. Right, so what are we doing now? Oh, we need to check the archive. Where is that? How would we? Where's my luggage? Here?
Now we have 2 maps. We must combine them properly.
2 really accurate maps, you mean?
Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham, and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham station.
Okay. So we need to examine all those side railway branches. Love that's just called station. Let's start at Evesham. Work our way up north. Because we're just going to nip down the road to Evesham. Okay. So, where do we go? Is it this way? Nope, apparently not. Or can we, or do we go directly there? No. So how do we do it?
The entire train has disappeared. It's a disaster.
Yes, weird, isn't it? Maybe we need to go there first. Just nip back to Bridlington.
The switch is rusted, but it still works. Mines. This is interesting. someone to redirect the train towards the mines.
Well, yeah. I thought we knew that's what had happened. I feel like that book is not big enough to be Crime and Punishment. Crime and Punishment's quite hefty. Oh. What am I measuring? That?
The distance between the tracks is about 4 feet 8 inches. A lightly loaded vehicle came this way.
What's this horseshoes going in both directions? What? No.
There is a wooden beam lying on the rails. A small vehicle with wooden beams went down this way.
This mine has completely collapsed, Holmes.
It is curious, but to be true...
It's
What?
difficult to follow you, Holmes.
Sorry. I thought I was investigating. Turns out I was not.
Someone removed these screws, most probably to take down the rails.
Hmm.
A few feet of the rails have been dismantled.
Interesting.
This is an unusual kind of paper, stiff and dry. It was used for a
Maybe.
specific purpose.
I feel like he was maybe too drunk to take it, though.
Sawdust. I am almost certain it is a... Watson, could you assist, please? Do you have your pistol? Good. Fire at this package.
Is it an explosive? Missed.
Dynamite.
Yeah, someone blasted the mines. Yeah. The mines were collapsed to hide the train. So the train is in the mines. What was that? Was that the screws that we've already... Yeah. Nothing. A metal box, you say?
This box must be the safe. Let's open it.
Okay, well that can't be right. Oh yes, it can. Oh yes, it can.
The Mexican company Caracal and the Chilean Barcazas both want to buy the mines. I need more information. Perhaps Mycroft could...
Wasn't this all supposed to be about the Merry Men? We inform you that the representatives of the Barcazas group are now granted free access from now on. This company is the future owner of the mines. Also, starting from today, no trespassing rule is upheld against any representative of the Caracal consortium. The preliminary contract of sale has been cancelled. Do not provide any explanation. This information is confidential. Okay, so it's gonna be sold to one group, but now it's being sold to another group who are also the group who were on the train. All the people who were on the train trapped in the mines. Like, are they all dying as we speak? Is that a thing that's happening? I mean, all the passengers had to get off, but the driver and all the Chilean guys are trapped in there, right? How do we get in contact with my... Oh, we need to examine the other... Oh, we need to talk... Use the telegraph. Okay. So... we can use the telegraph here, right? That was the wrong door.
I asked Mycroft to find out some information on the WEA Coal Company. Here is his reply, and it is an interesting one.
There are two companies, the Chilean Barcazas and the Mexican Caracal. Both wanted to purchase the WAA coal mines. The Mexican Caracal consortium had established an initial deal and had prepared all the papers. However, the Chilean Barcas group, aided by their influential connections, managed to snatch the concluding deal for the mines. I mean, we knew that. That didn't tell us anything. I mean, they bloody did hold a grudge. Euclid's on the keyboard, moving the camera around. Are you playing the game, Puss? Are you making us all seasick and dizzy? Are you done? Right. Yeah, so we need to go here. To station. This will probably be Edinburgh or something. Doncaster. Sure. Sure. Are you Chilean?
A funny character. He looks anxious.
He is funny, isn't he?
He is not an Englishman.
No, you can tell by the mustache. I don't know.
This scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine
It's
my
a sombrero. It's a sombrero. Alright, move those out the way. Remove that out the way. We get this all lined up. And then we put these where they want to be. And we put that where it wants to be.
A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint.
I haven't got my thinking cap on. Oh my word.
You already know the name of this man. Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to
There
the
we go.
cigar. It is a Ricardo Turret.
There we
A
go.
Mexican cigar of an excellent quality.
Oh, he's Mexican. He's one of the Caracal. Dun dun dun.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs. Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans.
And interestingly, they were writing in English. It's very good of
A
them.
greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear fairly old.
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveller or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station. This ashtray is full of...
Well, yeah, of course it is. You would expect that. It's an ashtray, but it's full of ash and cigar stubs. No, a shirt. A Sherlock.
Newspaper articles on horse racing. Hurdle, steeplechase and flat racing. He is a true enthusiast, Holmes.
betting slips for horse racing.
Did they lose?
The sums are quite impressive.
It can be
£2?
an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
Yoink.
A telegraph.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
Oh, so we're thinking that maybe the train is in the mines. Or maybe the train is over here in the water. What? There's nothing for me to check. Hello.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
We can tell his melancholy by the shape of his nostrils. We're that good at detectiving. No sandwich in his pocket. Interesting, interesting. No sandwiches in those pockets either. Used to be married. Oh, has he pawned his ring? And he's pawned his watch.
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map, there should be a quarry here, and behind that, the lake.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
And where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham, but I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Doncaster's where the horse racing is as well.
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph, just the same as all the other nights.
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
Whoop.
We found a number of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe, in the waiting room. Did you notice him?
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake. Watson, it seems that both South American companies were involved in the purchase of the mine.
The man at Doncaster who fled our approach, he smokes Mexican cigars. Perhaps...
Yes, Watson. We should certainly speak with him.
Now, can we have a look here? No, apparently not. We need to talk to the cigar smoker and we don't know where he is. Found him!
Please, sir, we would ask you not to leave. We have some questions.
He went straight back inside.
No, we are employed by the railway company. We are
We're not.
collecting witness statements about the train that disappeared last night.
Lo siento, I'm in a hurry.
Really? It seemed that you were waiting here for someone. Could you tell us if you were at the station last night?
No, I just arrived from South America.
A formidable journey, no doubt. Which country are you from?
De Chile.
You're not from Chile. No one from Chile would smoke Mexican cigars. We've got you banged to rights. No one from Chile would have wrinkles. And a bow tie. And be strong. What else? Oh. Martial arts?
Chile? But you are Mexican.
No, you are wrong. Why would you think I'm Mexican?
Mexican cigars.
Because of your cigars.
Sí, cigarrillos. So what?
Those cigars are the Ricardo brand, from Mexico. It is quite impossible to find them anywhere but there.
Pero not your business.
But what's your business?
I don't suppose that you are on vacation. What business brought you here?
I was to meet my fellow compañeros, who were due to arrive yesterday. They were on that damn train. I will stay here and hope that the authorities find them, or their bodies. It's now my responsibility to repatriate them.
So the Mexicans were
Who
on that
authorized
train.
you to do that?
The company I work for.
Could you tell me the name of the company?
It's not your concern.
And what is your name?
Enough questions. Buenas tardes.
Ah, your name is Buenas Tardes.
Not a
Interesting.
very friendly man, and he is lying. He said that he just arrived, but we know that he has been here for several days.
I think the Mexicans would be angry. Yeah, the Mexicans organised their stay on the train, I think. Okay. What do we need to do now? Still need to examine lots of things. Okay. We're still cluing for looks. I got stuck. Any luggage?
Railway post bags.
Aha.
This post bag belongs to the station master.
Yoink. In reply to your last warning letter, I wish to assure you that I shall soon honour all of the latest instalments that I need to pay according to my debts. He's in debt.
The station master appears to have found himself in some financial trouble.
My darling, I ask you to trust me this time. I shall soon have more than enough money to repay the house mortgage. It's only a matter of days. You may continue living in the house without me, since that is your wish. Please know that I still care about you and hope that you'll forgive me one day, despite all the harm I've caused in recent years. So he's about to come into money, and the Mexicans are knocking about here. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So I think it missed Doncaster. I think it is in the quarry. I don't think it's here. But how do I investigate the beach? It won't let me investigate the beach. You're right, Euclid. You're just readjusting. Can't see the keyboard now, there is the tricky thing. Inspect the beach area around the lake. It's not telling me to use T. I mean, maybe that's not where I'm supposed to investigate by then, Euclid. Okay. There! The other side of the lake. I see.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry and Doncaster Station. It doesn't look like a very good place to rest.
Nope.
These traces were made by carriage. Look.
Hmm.
The vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches. The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
Interesting.
An advertisement for lake cruises.
Exciting boat trips. No. Well, it was pointless, wasn't it?
This place was abandoned fairly recently.
Yeah, because the fire's still warm.
An abandoned gypsy caravan.
Can we go in it? No. Someone left their washing.
Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped. The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
Interesting. It's Spanish!
A label with the name Las Zarpas.
And that's all we have to say about that. Didn't mean to do that. Is there anything else to see? I guess not, because it says we've completed here, but you never know with these games where there's optional stuffs. That we might find. Oh, it's twig. Okay, Evesham, I guess. We got any more deducing we can do? No. So we need to investigate. There's a little track here. Aha. Well, the train can't have come down this way, right?
There was a building here not so long ago.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such a manner?
It was disassembled in great haste. It is most odd.
Seem to be a load of weird things that don't, like, link with the case, as far as I can tell. I don't know if they're supposed to be red herrings, or if the case is just weirder than I think it is.
Traces. Let's take a closer look. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches.
So that might be the same
vehicle
cart
would
as
have
we
been
saw.
heavy, as these tracks are quite deep.
Hmm.
These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials. The traces found at the disassembled shed near Evesham and at the lake were from the same vehicle.
I mean, maybe. Similar vehicle, at least. Holmes.
This road should lead to the town of Evesham.
So I thought it was pretty straightforward. I thought, okay, well the train went off the rails at the mine. And it's now in the mine. Also, how does the road that way lead to Evesham when that way leads to London? And Evesham is... Oh no, this is Evesham train station. Okay, I see. I think.
It appears that there
I
was
don't
a
know.
small
The thinking cap
warehouse
is not
near the
helping me.
station, and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few hundred feet of standby rails and some spare railway
So
parts.
someone built a new
But it wouldn't be
railway.
easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
See you later, my good man.
Yeah. The train is well, obviously. Yes, the Mexicans sealed them in. The Mexicans' inhumanity towards the Chileans has cost many lives. You must... Criminal organisations such as this cannot be confronted directly. It requires a delicate approach. Give Mycroft the chance to resolve the conflict, even though it might be protracted and turned to his end. I think it's all very political. But have we found everything? No. So what? That leads to the quarry at the station between Chesterfield and Evesham. So that's Doncaster. So there's still stuff we haven't found at Doncaster? Ah, yes, there is.
This railway branch should lead to the quarry. Let us take a look. The switch is rusted, but it still works.
I love that we've just left it like that now.
The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable.
We just need to confirm that the train couldn't have gone this way, right?
The railway ends here. That is strange.
Ah, so it might be in the water is what we're saying. The train could have sunk in the flooded quarry. Yeah, I think it cannot be there. So I think we've found everything now. So I think we go this one. We contact Mycroft.
The case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have the local constabulary and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. Our other option is Brother Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble, but it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. But I think I'd prefer to give Mycroft a chance. We should overlook our personal differences on this occasion.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barcazas Company directors were trapped under the collapsed mines, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
Do we?
But how do you intend to prove... Oh no. Please don't tell me we have to dig out the mines.
They
You may
might
rest
still be
assured
alive
that
in
I have
there.
a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
Why do we need to do this? Why are we doing this?
Well, the case is solved, and we shall be heading home. And may we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away, but... Wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through, then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held secure.
I love the Watson's like,
police
what the
officers.
fuck are you doing,
The
Sherlock?
gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
I did click on his head first. I'm quite glad that didn't register.
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life lost in this case, Holmes.
Oh my god! I thought I was a dead man.
I mean, I didn't click on his head first. I went straight for his hands. I didn't
Your
want another
testimony will be of
dead
great
person.
importance to the investigation.
Even
I
though
would
the
remind
people
you
in the
that
mine
your
might not be
cooperation
dead.
Will be the best way to ease your sentence.
We know, right? Chilean
Would you be
people
so
in mines
kind
can
as to give me
survive
some
quite a long
shooting
while.
lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold.
The Mexicans killed the Chileans and sealed the train underneath the collapsed mines to hide their crime. A criminal organisation such as... Yeah. What? They didn't? We got it wrong? And we missed one clue. Huh. All right. Okay, so we've missed a clue somewhere, but I don't know where. We can research that and we can talk to someone about that. Okay. So, Chesterfield. We need to talk about the shovels. Where was the dude? Oh, and we need to research Las Zapas. Las Zapas. Barge transportation. Okay, so that belongs to the Mexican consortium.
Here it is.
Okay, so we've got that now. Oops. Yeah. And then we need to talk to the Chesterfield guy. About the diggings.
You have quite a number of dirty tools lying around here.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you for reminding me. I should clean them. Although, it might be easier to put them outside. Seems it might start raining soon.
I meant, what were they used for?
Some workers come here and borrowed them from me. They wanted to lift the edge of the railway to one of the stations on the line, so that the water wouldn't come in too close.
Who were these workers?
Well, they didn't seem to be from the company, but they was fine lads. They invited me to share a drink.
just some randoms.
Was adequate.
Just some randoms.
It wasn't English. No, I don't believe so. But see, they knew just what a man needed to brighten up his dull evening.
You seem like a stand-up fellow. I can't imagine why you're about to get fired. Okay. So the train might be actually in the quarry. And they sabotage the mines. That could be a thing that happened. But then it isn't all linking up. They'd used barges at the lake to transport something very heavy. The train has been sunk in the flooded quarry. They drowned the Chileans. In which case they're not still alive and we don't need to dig up the mine. So they, in that case, yeah. They wanted the mine to be closed. Because if they couldn't have it, no one could have it. And they drowned the Chileans. Or they killed them on the train. And then sank the train to hide the crime. But I still think that that's the way to do it. Let's see if we're right now. Is it the same ending?
Then the case is...
Well,
Yeah.
on the our other option is Brother Mike, but I...
Let us go.
No, I didn't.
Well,
Was it?
Watson.
but how
Was
do you
it?
intend to prove... Oh no. Please don't tell me we have to...
No, we're
You
not
may
going
rest
into the
assured
lake.
that I have a far better idea.
Of course you...
Well, the case,
Right.
in a manner of speaking, can you... The police... Yes, by extreme. The gentleman carries...
Your station will...
Good.
Oh, I've got to shoot again. What if I miss this time?
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Yeah.
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life.
Oh my god! I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence. By the way, Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold.
Right, let's see if we got it right this time. Yeah! I like that the moral choice is literally just a moral choice. There's no right answer there. You choose what you think is best. It's carefully planned murder. They killed the Chileans, sank the train to hide their crime. Thank you. The dam breach was played to their advantage. They used their own barges to keep the train on the run for a few seconds and then sank it in the flooded quarry. The railway tracks were removed to hide the crime. Blah, 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 blah. Yep. Accept. Yes.